And we're back. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. This is Jay coming to you live. I want to talk about today extended warranties and the cheat sheet for extended warranties. We have had so many people come to us, including our clients, very confused about how these work, whether they should buy them. I'm going to cover everything in this episode right now.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride while buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay, and this is the podcast to tell you what to watch out for, whether you are buying, selling, or repairing your car. With over 26 years of automotive experience, we are the Auto Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent.com. We're real estate agents for cars.
Boom. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. I am Jay. And before we get going, I'd like to thank our sponsors. We are going to be talking about the cheat sheet for extended warranties. There are so many questions that need to be answered here. I'm getting questions left and right from not just our listeners, but from our clients too. People don't understand them. And I'm going to share today with you. You're going to be an expert by the end of this show. But let's thank our podcast sponsors, Podcastify.me. That's Podcastify.me. They are making this beautiful show for us every single week, coming to you live on Facebook group page, the Facebook group page, the Auto Authorities Podcast. It has become an incredible source for people, not only just to watch our podcast, but it's a great community to answer questions and whatnot. So we are at 12 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. Then if you want to watch my pretty face recorded on YouTube, go to the YouTube page, the Auto Authorities, and then you can click subscribe, notify, you can get notified, and you can watch yours truly. If you are driving to work and you just want to listen to us while you're driving, you can go to Pandora or iTunes or Amazon or Google. There's so many different channels, 19 different channels to be exact, of where we broadcast this show. We have been coming to you live for over 2 years every single week. So as we go here today, I would like you to make comments about your extended warranty experiences, the questions you have about extended warranties that maybe I don't cover today. I will answer you personally. And if you want to go to our website, theautoauthorities.com, that's theautoauthorities.com, you can ask questions there. And my name is Jay, and I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent.com. We are real estate agents for cars. We've developed a streamlined process to sell your car. You never have to go meet strange people. We market, we list, and we show your car at no cost to you. We do that locally here in St. Louis within a 40-mile radius. But if you want to buy a car, you can use our vehicle finder program. It is nationwide. We handle everything from A to Z. We do all the communications with the dealers. We have experts that are assigned to your account, and we customize everything for you, ultimately keeping you from ever having to go to the dealer or deal with the private owner. We handle the test drives, so we schedule the test drives, as well as helping you make the decisions on financing and warranties. And speaking of warranties, we're going to be talking about those today. Yeah, because there are so many misconceptions of warranties out there. And what I want to do is I really want to, get rid of all the myths and really get down to the real facts here. So let's talk about an extended warranty. An extended warranty actually is not an extended warranty. It's actually called a vehicle service contract. And why is that? Is because these warranties or these vehicle service contracts, they are not from the manufacturer. So what's interesting about that is most people think that these are from the manufacturers, and they're not. And that's one of the things that's going to be really important to listen. We're going to have some story time because it's so important that you pick the right vehicle service contract or agreement, because if you don't, you will be buying a piece of paper that says a whole bunch of jargon on it with a bunch of loopholes that will never cover you in a mechanical breakdown. And that is truly what these vehicle service agreements are for. They are for a mechanical breakdown. You have your car insurance. So if God forbid, if you get in an accident, it will pay for that. They are only for a mechanical breakdown. And I'm going to go through the musts that you should have when you get one of these types of warranties, as you know them. So I want to talk about the two different types of warranties. You have an exclusionary and you have a stated. I want to talk about the stated first, because I have been seeing a lot of our clients, they use our vehicle finder program. They go to the dealership, and we do have these policies to provide them at a lower cost than the dealer. But it's really interesting to see what some of the shady dealers are doing. Now, this isn't all the dealers. This is just the shady dealers. And what they're doing is they're selling these very, how can I put this? They're called, let me start with what a stated policy is. A stated policy basically says everything that is covered, okay? It has sometimes pages and pages of things that are covered. And you look at that and say, oh, wow, this is incredible. Look at all the stuff that's covered. But it's exactly the opposite of what you want. You don't want books of things that are covered. You want to look at one paragraph on an exclusionary policy that says the things that are not covered. So when you go to the dealership and they offer you a warranty that comes with the vehicle, most of these warranties are not as good as the paper that they're written on. Some of them are 10-year, 200,000 miles. Some are 3-month, 3,000 miles. Some are 30 days or 1,000 miles. The point is you have to read these policies. And 99.9, I'm just going to say 99.9 because there's always that 1.1% chance I could be wrong. But I've been doing this for almost 26 years. So I'm an absolute expert when it comes to these warranties. So when you see like the 3-month, 3,000 mile warranty or the 30-day 1,000-mile warranty, it's a very common thing that comes with these cars. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dig into the policy. You're going to want to see the small print, because what you will find is that there are going to be some things that are covered, but unfortunately, the things that actually break are probably not going to be covered. So when you see even those screens and those beautiful screens on your cars, and some of them have screens all across the dashboard, many times those things are not covered. And that's one of the most expensive things. If that screen breaks, you're in for a huge, huge bill. But I'm going to show you how to avoid that. I'm going to show you the policy to get in order to cover those types of things. I want to go into a story real quick. And this story actually just happened to one of my very, very good friends' sons. And usually they call iAuto Agent to get advice about buying vehicles through our vehicle finder program. But I just happened to be out of town for my 25th wedding anniversary. And one of the things that was really disturbing that I found out was he went to this dealer. It was a franchise dealer. And he bought a 2014 Chevy Silverado. It had 70-something thousand miles on it, which is pretty good miles. When I dug into the policy that they sold him a very, very expensive policy that had a very high deductible, and we'll talk about that. But the coverage was terrible, and he paid way too much money for this warranty. And so I helped him and I said, listen, like this warranty here, it doesn't cover like big, like things when they break, like things that will actually probably break on your truck. So this young man also was only 18 years old, and the dealer took advantage of him. And again, not all dealers are bad. In fact, we have a lot of preferred dealers that we love to work with that really do things the right way, but not all of them do. So I'm going to tell you another story about one of our clients. And this is a story about, okay, so this gentleman, he's a sales professional. He's very, very busy. He wanted a GMC Denali. So we found him a 2017 GMC Denali pickup truck. Then it had only 70,000 miles. We always ask our clients if they would like to do a vehicle service agreement on that vehicle because, when those vehicles break, they're very expensive. And he's like, well, let me think about it. Well, in reality, we need to know within 24 hours of once that policy, once you purchase that vehicle, that policy has to be activated. There's a lot of fraud involved in these types of things because what happens is if you don't buy the policy and let's say you have a breakdown on your vehicle and then you want to go buy the policy, then that is fraudulent. So we avoid those types of things. So and our agents don't sit there and pound people after they've bought something to buy the warranty. If they want to buy a warranty, which again, they're vehicle service agreements or contracts, then they don't have to. So we called, and after 2 months, he never responded. Fast forward another couple weeks, almost 3 months now, he calls us, and his name is Tom. And Tom says, hey, can I still get that warranty on my GMC Denali? Because here's what happened. The transmission went out on it, and it's $8,000 to replace this transmission. And we said, well, no, I mean, if you have a mechanical breakdown and you're coming into it like, no, you can't. And so he's like, I'm just kicking myself. I didn't buy the warranty. Well, to make a long story short, he actually bought 2 more vehicles from us recently, and he got warranties on both of them. You kind of learn your lesson the first time something happens. And things are getting really, really expensive. If you haven't noticed, all the prices are going up, 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 up. They're not coming down, 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 down. So I'm going to share another story time. So 2019 Grand Cherokee, it had really, really low miles. It only had like 30,000 miles, but it was going to be coming out of warranty because Jeeps have a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. Our client, Lisa, buys this vehicle and comes to us for a warranty. She's like, I would like to look at a warranty for this vehicle. I'm like, all right, no problem. We gave her a couple options. She purchased the warranty. Now, typically when you go look online and you're looking at reviews on these warranty companies, they're not good reviews. And the reason why they're not good reviews most of the time is because the finance person that sold that warranty to the client, they did not really go over what is covered under that policy. So she actually called me because it's actually a good friend of mine. And she goes, hey, I wanted to give you a call about this warranty I bought. And I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. And she's like, it's the best thing that I ever bought. And I'm like, okay, all right. She says, it had an air ride suspension on the bottom of this 2000. And I didn't even know it had that. And if you've ever had to deal with air ride suspensions, they're usually between $3,000 to $5,000 when they go out, and they do go out. She's like, oh my gosh, it went out on me, and I had these lights popping on my dash, and I took it in, and for $100 deductible, they fixed it, and they gave me a rental car and everything. And I was like, oh man. And truly, I get those calls a lot. And if you're just joining us, what we're talking about is the cheat sheet for extended warranties, or what we really call them is vehicle service agreements or contracts. These are insurance companies that are behind these companies. And it's so important to make sure that you get the right one. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about stories. So I really want to get into the last half of our show. And this is the stuff that you really need to be looking for. The first thing that you need to look for when you look at a policy is try to get an exclusionary policy, which we've already talked about exclusionary policies, but you want to get a policy that is nationwide. Okay, you don't want any policy that can only be used in a certain area. That's really, really important. And you want to get a policy that you can take to any ASE certified mechanic nationwide. What is ASE certified? It means that they're legitimate. It means that they do things above board for the most part. And if it is not, and it's just, Honest Abe's garage, that is not the place where you're going to take to fix your vehicle. The next thing, and this is a big, big one, make sure they're A+ Better Business Bureau rated. But I'm going to go further than that. I have seen the worst of the worst companies that are A+ Better Business Bureau rated, and they have a horrible, horrible amount of reviews. You are going to want to look at the reviews, and you're going to want to look and see what they say. And most of the complaints from people when it comes to warranties are the fact that they didn't cover this and they didn't cover that. And when you look at what they wanted covered, it was probably a wear and tear item. So when we talk about exclusionary basically has a small paragraph that says all the items that are not covered. And I know that sounds bad, but it's really good, because when it's a small paragraph that shows everything that is not covered, and that if it is not listed there, everything else is covered, that is huge. And so when you're looking at the policy and you see all the things that are not covered, they are going to be wear and tear items. They are going to be things like tires and brake pads and wiper blades and things that are made to break. All right. They're not going to be power locks and power windows and air conditioners and those screens. So I have a company that I use through iAutoAgent, and hopefully one day they'll be able to actually come on the podcast, because I have about 4 to 5 different companies that I work with, but I have one in particular that I absolutely love. Is because I can look them straight in the eyes and know that my clients are in good hands when they're getting a warranty from this company. And the other thing that is so important is that they pay for the posted labor rates. I can't tell you how many companies, like, they put a cap on what the labor rate can be. I will say this. When you look at that policy, you want to see where it says they pay the posted labor rates. We all know that labor rates are not going down, they're only going up. And when they pay for the posted labor rates, so if, for example, if let's say you have a higher end BMW and you take it to a higher end BMW dealership, that labor rate's probably going to be higher than if you go to a Chevy dealership. And the way that this company works is if it's not like exorbitant, like if they're trying to charge like $500 an hour, then they're trying to frankly rip people off. But most labor rates are right between $160 to $200 something an hour. And an exclusionary policy will pay for that most of the time. Again, it comes down to finding a company with a great reputation. call us at iautoagent.com. Just call us. Send us a message at theautoauthorities.com. Send us the VIN. Send us the miles of the vehicle that you have. We can get you a warranty. And some vehicles don't qualify for exclusionary warranties. If you have 150,000 miles on your car, it's not going to qualify for that. So it's all based on mileage, and you want to have a legitimate company that is in your corner to make sure that you get the right policy. And the next piece is rental cars. This is so frustrating because, like, when your car is in the shop, you want to be able to have a rental car. A rental car is in this company, they pay up to $50 a day for 7 days. It doesn't matter where it is. 7 days worth of rental cars. You never are without a car. And to make a claim, this is really important too. When you are looking at the policy, find out how the claim process works. I'm going to tell you a story about a company that we were going to work with at one point, and they have ASE certified mechanics that answer the phones. What does that mean? So when you take a vehicle into a dealership and you say, I have got a problem with my vehicle, they make a call to the warranty company. And that warranty company is there to either approve or not approve the vehicle. And sometimes it requires an actual inspection too, depending on what the problem is with the vehicle. So what this company was doing is they had ASE certified mechanics that would answer the calls, and all they were doing is trying to not pay for claims. It's really important to get a company that does pay the claims. And it's also important when you take it to the dealership or your mechanic, they are dealing directly with the company, the warranty company, the vehicle service contract company directly. You are not involved in the conversation, and they pay your dealership or mechanic directly, so your repair gets done seamlessly. And that is the goal. And that is one of the biggest things, the biggest complaints people have, because some of these places are, you have to be reimbursed for the policy. And I'm going to tell you a story right now about a scam. Our good old DMV is selling your information to these companies, and they're usually scam companies. They pay lots of money for your information, your name, your VIN on your car, when you bought your car, and they're sending these postcards. This just happened to my mother-in-law. She was freaking out. She's like, I thought I had a warranty on my car. I'm like, you do. She sends me this postcard, and it says, this is the final notice. Your warranty is out of date. Now, that's not a good one to get. And even some of our clients that we've provided vehicle service agreements to, they're getting these cards saying their warranty's out of date, and they need to call immediately this 1-800 number. And I'm telling you, the smartest people fall for this crap. Don't fall for it. If you have any questions, and even if you never got a warranty from iautoagent.com, give us a call and let us know. We're at 636-614-3711. And let us know, like, if you feel like something may be a scam or something happened. Like, I want to protect people from these vultures out there. And then there's something really cool that this one company that we use, they do a trip interruption. So if you're actually on a vacation and you get stuck like on the side of the road, you can actually, and so basically you're on vacation, you get a trip interruption policy. So if it goes in for a repair, they pay a portion of your hotel bills, which is incredible. Another thing that this particular company that we have available to us, and this is very, very rare, is that if your catalytic converters go out, and this is on a newer vehicle, this isn't for every vehicle. It has to be on a newer vehicle, but catalytic converters are about $1,500 a piece, depending on how many you have. It can get very, very expensive, and it's not if they cut the catalytic converters off. It's that if they go bad, and they do go bad, and they usually go bad right around that upper 90,000 miles, 100,000 miles, typically. this company pays for them. And you want to find a deductible right about $100 would be a good deductible. The story that I had before, they gave them a $200 deductible, and they only gave them 3 years, 36,000 miles, and they charged them a buttload of money. So you want to look at how long the policies are good for. You want to look at the deductibles. And the other thing that you want to do is you really want to look at how to make a claim on the vehicle. I can't tell you how important this is because not all companies do claims the same way. There's so many different avenues here that we're talking about. We're talking about exclusionary warranties. We're talking about stated warranties. And most of the time, you're going to see a stated warranty. Some of those shadier dealerships, and again, these are the shady dealerships, not the good dealerships, are going to sell a stated policy because it is less money. When it's less money, it's less on your payment. But it's like the old adage, if the paper that the warranty is not, it's not as good as the paper that it's written on. So basically, no matter what the warranty says, if it doesn't cover anything, you might as well just be buying a piece of paper that makes you feel warm and fuzzy. And the final thing that I want to leave you with is to recap, you want to make sure that it's a nationwide policy. You want to make sure that it's A+ Better Business Bureau rated, and you want to make sure that you're going through all of the reviews and seeing if you see a potential pattern. Most of these companies out there are not going to have good reviews because when people have problems with their vehicles and they don't get what they want, they go write bad reviews. When people get what they want and they're happy, they don't write good reviews, or they don't write good reviews. You want to find a company that has the posted labor rates as well, that they pay for the posted labor rates. And then they also pay for the diagnostic fees as well. This is one thing that I really want to hit hard, is that there's always that diagnostic fee when you're going to the dealership or you're going to your mechanic. If it is a covered repair, the company that we use will pay for that diagnostic fee, which is absolutely huge because it's usually $160 to $200 added onto your bill. The other piece is you want to make sure that they offer rental cars. And the other thing that I want to cover is 24-hour roadside assistance. So this is more like this is bigger than AAA. So you run out of gas, lock your keys in the vehicle, towing for, don't quote me on this, but I want to say it's 100 or 200 miles. And all of that is covered with a really, really good policy. Again, if you have questions and you're not too sure about the warranty that you have right now, put all your comments below. I will respond to every single one of them. If you want to send a direct message to our Facebook group page, it's the AutoAuthorities Podcast. That is our live page. You can send it to the AutoAuthorities.com. That's the AutoAuthorities.com, and just put your VIN and your miles. We'll do a free car deal audit for you to make sure that you are covered of what you think you have. So anyway, that's about all I have for this week. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate everybody's comments, and please leave a review for us. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next